The Chicago Cubs drops game 1 and 2 versus the Cincinnati Reds, but we do see some great offensive bright spots coming from Ian Happ, Michael Bush, and Cody Bellinger. We're also going to be talking about how game 1 affected Jameson Taillon at the trade deadline, along with another big trade that happens on the 30th. We see Mark Leiter Jr. is now a New York Yankee, and we get a few minor league prospects, Jack Neely and Ben Cowles, both of whom the Cubs are hoping will turn into something special. Everyone, thank you so much for tuning in to another edition of Justin of the Chicago Cubs. My name is Justin Winteroff, and let's get right into this action-packed trade deadline day. Game 1, we see the resurgence of Michael Bush, who had a great stat line. I mean, he was 1 home run, 1 walk, and 1 RBI. Ian Happ continues his hit streak and a few other hits from a few other guys, but unfortunately, they weren't enough for the offense of the Reds. We also noticed that game 2 was the return of Cody Bellinger, who did not disappoint. 2 hits, 2 RBIs, and a home run. We see a reoccurring theme in both of these games against Cincinnati, and the Reds were hitting, and they were hitting the ball very hard. They're being very aggressive at the plate, and it can be argued that Jameson Taillon had a lot of teams watching him at the deadline like a hawk. I believe we had Houston, we had Boston, there's a couple other miscellaneous teams. And unfortunately, with his performance in game 1, which was a 6 earned run game, I truly think that might be the reason why he didn't get picked up at this deadline. Unfortunately, if you don't throw good and there's a day before the deadline, you're not going to be probably sought after as much as you thought you would. So I don't know how I feel about Tylon still being on the team. I really thought he was going to be like the next person to go outside of Morel, but that's okay. He's still here to stay, and hopefully he turns things around. And Justin Steele also did not start off hot today. 5 earned runs in this game, and again, the Reds are just hitting the ball hard and they're being aggressive. And if you get on the board early and you get some runs going, you're most likely going to win the game, right? Now, game 3 is on Wednesday, and Kyle Hendricks is on the bump. I think this is going to be a huge bounce back game for the Cubs. I ultimately think they're going to win it. I think Kyle Hendricks is going to have a phenomenal performance. He's going to get back into his old form. This is going to be a game where we can kind of take our strides moving forward, and we'll just see what happens. But game 3, I think, is going to be a nice win for the Cubs. The trade deadline is finally over. Thank you. And Mark Leiter Jr. was a casualty of a last minute deal that involved him going to the New York Yankees and the Cubs receiving 2 prospects. And I think that in their eyes, the Yankees, I should say, are excited to have him because their bullpen and their middle relief has not been top tier, but everything else about that team is top tier. So I think that they see Mark Leiter being a potential guy who's going to get them farther and hopefully not give up as many runs. But he has really, really improved his worth because of how effective he's been in the middle relief innings for the Cubs in the last several weeks. So I really applaud him. I'm going to miss him a lot. It's going to create a hole in our middle relief, but that's for the Cubs to figure out. We'll be fine. And we received the 2 prospects. The first one being Ben Cowley, a 24-year-old who was a 10th round pick in the 2021 MLB draft from the University of Maryland, and he currently plays shortstop. And his stats are as follows: right above here, he looks great. He's really made a jump this season, specifically in 2024. I think he's going to be great. Potentially the next Dansby Swanson. Who knows? And then next up, we have Big Jack Neely, a 6'8" right-hander who's also 24 and a former Ohio State Buckeye. Here are his stats. And he's got some great highlights out there from single A and also double A. He spent more time in single A, but I think that the Cubs are going to probably throw him straight in triple A because we need a reliever ASAP. I like Hector Neris. He's been doing well recently, but let's see what this kid could bring. And, these are the guys. And ultimately, we're going to have to see what they turn into. I'm really hoping it's special, and we'll see what happens. Huge shout out to our sponsor, Freshie, the drink of the summer. Everyone run to your nearest vendor, grab as much as you possibly can because this is the drink of the summer. Grab the blood orange habanero. Thank you so much, Freshie, for sponsoring this video. So at this trade deadline, the Cubs add 2 relief pitchers in Nate Pearson and Jack Neely, a new all-star third baseman in Isaac Paredes, and a young prospect shortstop, Ben Cowles. So what I really want to do here is I want to ask all the viewers, all of you guys, what do you think about these trades? What do you think about this whole deadline? What are you happy about? Who we've lost, who we've gained? Do you think any of these guys are going to be really special down the line? I really want to hear from you folks, and just please comment down below what your thoughts on this trade deadline has been, and what you folks think is really going to happen moving forward for the Chicago Cubs. So at this trade deadline, the Cubs add two relief pitchers in Nate Pearson and Jack Neely, a new all-star third baseman in Isaac Paredes, and a young prospect shortstop, Ben Cowles. So, what I really want to do here is I want to ask all the viewers, all of you guys, what do you think about these trades? What do you think about this whole deadline? What are you happy about? Who we've lost, who we've gained? Do you think any of these guys are going to be really special down the line? I really want to hear from you folks, and just please comment down below what your thoughts on this trade deadline has been, and what you folks think is really going to happen moving forward for the Chicago Cubs. Player of the week thus far, it's tough. I really want to give it to Michael Busch, but I loved Cody Bellinger's performance in Game 2. The two RBIs and the home run really just jump-started everything for me, and I think that it's great having him back in the lineup because he is a veteran who bleeds that red, white, and blue for the Chicago Cubs. So I'm really, really excited to have him back. And yeah, I'm excited to see what Game 3 is going to bring. Hopefully, he hits another one. Let's go. Player of the week thus far, it's tough. I really want to give it to Michael Busch, but I loved Cody Bellinger's performance in Game 2. The two RBIs and the home run really just jump-started everything for me. And I think that it's great having him back in the lineup because he is a veteran who bleeds that red, white, and blue for the Chicago Cubs. So I'm really, really excited to have him back. And yeah, I'm excited to see what Game 3 is going to bring. Hopefully, he hits another one. Let's keep it brief, wrap it all up just by saying the last couple games are not what we want to see from the Chicago Cubs. But again, there is one more game left, and we are able to salvage something and hopefully come out and win Wednesday with Kyle Hendricks on the bump. So also, the trade deadline's done. I'm grateful for that, and I'm really grateful for the additions that we made. It's tough to see because Christopher Morel, his first appearance as a Tampa Bay Ray, he hits a home run. So, you really think like, ugh, was that a good move? I'm really happy for the guy. I think he's going to do some great things moving forward for them. And I also think Isaac Paredes is going to make some really, really great strides and do some big things for the Chicago Cubs as well. So that's all I got. Let's go into Wednesday with a positive mindset, and let's win the freaking game. Go Cubs, go. Everyone, thank you so much for choosing to watch Just Another Chicago Cubs. My name's Justin Winteroth. We will see you all soon. Thanks a lot. Have a great night.